Hello and welcome back to The Last Door. This time we'll be doing the second chapter, and to show that I'm learning, hashtag he's learning, I've turned off Discord sound notifications. In addition, also, I haven't seen the Halloween Let's Play of this chapter, so expect a considerable degree of more dumbassery than last time. But let's get the show on the road. So we have seen the playwright, so let's go on to my dearest visitor. Dr. Wakefield and Kaufmann play a visit to eccentric Professor Wright, whose research may cast some light over the strange events they have witnessed so far. Again, I'll be trying to do the voices. Hopefully the same characters, or the characters from last time, won't feature in this one, to the point that I won't have to try to remember the voices for them all, because I can never remember. Yeah, we've done one. Previously on The Last Door. Wakefield and Kaufmann followed the only clue they had to Devitt's location, the recipient of Anthony's disturbing letter, Alexander Dupre. Wakefield visited the East Hill Asylum to gather more information on Dupre's past. Some information. Wakefield discovered that Dupre was a leader of a secret society known as the Playwright. He learned that they practiced rituals with the goal of peering through the veil, the line that separates the common world from the outer void full of horrors. From an outer void full of horrors. Come on, guy, reading comprehension. One of East Hill's patients turned out to be a member of the Playwright, but she escaped the asylum. Wakefield and Kaufmann followed her to her hideout, a cabin in the mountains, when suddenly a big flock of birds appeared. I must forget nothing. Okay. Everything must be set. When the time comes. And I'm visited again. For a moment the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds, but another sound rose above them, a sound I cannot describe. What? What just happened in here? Where's Miss Kone? We are too late. It is ashes. The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looked as if she was trying to keep someone from entering. Or something from getting out. chalk, a circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it would prevent what she knew was about to happen, but she was wrong. I don't know what to make of all of this. I do. Are you alright, Kaufmann? It is nothing, mein friend. Just a bit of a cold. Now, mein friend, I think we should talk. In light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It is not too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient Jeremiah Devitt. You will have to keep to yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue the search, you will need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufmann. I must know what happened to Devitt. So be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving your patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We are not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious, at least not in the terms we are used to. We are dealing with something old, something dark, a sinister truth that has been buried for generations. This man, Alexander Dupre, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover the secrets, and I fear they may have already. Miss Kone's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow, but my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. You must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult. My mentor, Professor Adam Wright. Okay, report. We've arrived at the right manor. Not the wrong manor, the right manor. I doubt he is away at this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let us try the back door. Mrs. Oakwood? She is the manor's housekeeper. Yes, who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Do you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufmann, bless my soul. It's been so long I hardly recognized you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce you to my colleague, Dr. John Wakefield. Is the professor at home? We would like to see him. Why, yes, Doctor, of course. I'm quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It is really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir, I'm right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment afflicting his brain. He is now entirely confined to his bed. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look. Do you recognize him? It's Johann, Professor, your old pupil. I reckon he does remember you, Johann. Even if it's been a long time since I've last seen him so excited. I'll leave you two to talk to the Professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for long. Oh, but it does him such a world of good to speak with old friends. Should you need my assistance, I'll be in the backyard. Professor? Uncle James, you're back? It is I, Professor. Johann Kaufmann. Get my voice is muddled up now. Where is father? Where has he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he will not tell us much in this state. If we can stimulate his memories, maybe he could tell us of his research, something to unravel the mystery of the playwright. Perhaps we have other options. In any case, let us try. Why don't you explore the manor? There may be an object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I will try to talk to him about the time we researched together. That could also help him remember. Okay. Get a break from voices. I'm not doing that. Any descriptions? A large wardrobe of engraved wood. No commentary about the paintings? Seriously? Snow is falling outside, slow and silent. Professor Wright's gaze remains fixed on the window, as if he's waiting for someone. A lamp provides a soft glow that somehow lacks warmth. It's locked. The sign on the door reads attic. An engraving on paper. The script is from a language unknown to me. A painting of the ocean at the end of the afternoon. There is a figure in black on the beach, but its face is shrouded by a hood. An oil painting. It shows an obscure medieval scene. An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. Fawned vines have slivered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at. For too long. Oh, that one's open. Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. Ooh. A common radiator. A large porcelain tub, its hefty weight supported on 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue around its interior suggests its recent use, and the fact that no one bothers to clean the bath. A gilded pipe, it runs from the floor to the ceiling. It won't open. A porcelain jar containing some dried branches. An enormous painting showing a torrential river and the waves splashing on the banks. In the background I can see an old church apparently abandoned. A portrait of Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then. An imposing, inquisitive figure. It's locked. A gilded pipe. It runs from the room at the end of the corridor to the room upstairs. A sea landscape. A cast iron wood stove. A bread oven. A table. A chair. A desk. Various ingredients. Glass jars filled with spices and pickled food. The door is locked shut. A small sign reads basement. A gilded pipe. It runs from the ground to the corridor. May I ask you something, Mrs. Oakwood? Of course, Doctor. How did the Professor become afflicted? The ailment runs in his family. Mr. Wright suffers from it, as did his father and his grandmother before him. It's truly a terrible thing, and to think, all these years Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. This ailment that runs in Professor Wright's family, do you know what its symptoms are? Well, I can't speak for those very long words physicians use, but I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright hardly remembers a thing from the last 40 years. It's like he's a child again. With God's mercy, it has now gone so far that it torments him no longer. I will leave you to your work. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good day, Dr. Wakefield. A thick layer of ice covers the pool of water. This oak tree looks ancient, probably older than the manor itself. The Queen has removed her mask. There's an empty hole where her face should be. The statue portrays a clergyman hiding its face behind a mask. The central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it, just enough to see a metal object hidden inside. The sage has removed his mask. There is an empty hole where his face should be. The statue portrays a peasant woman with her face hidden by a mask. So we've got some kind of mask puzzle. There's a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. fierce lion damaged by harsh weather on the coast. Its head is missing. A fierce lion damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. Can't go any further that way. So I wonder if that has altered these statues. Sage is hiding his head now. So only the Queen has her. Doubt it's unlocked anything. Something dropped there? Or there's just a shadow? A tin soldier. It looks to be painted by hand. It commemorates some military campaign that I have not heard of. It holds some special significance for the Professor Wright. Perhaps it will help stimulate his memories. A globe. The surface is extraordinarily detailed. Judging by the strange shape of the continents, it must derive from a fictional work, or perhaps a prehistoric era. Possibly some sort of combination. The fire burns fiercely, rendering the air thick and heavy in the room. It's locked. I can hear the racket of many birds on the other side. Okay. Could be all day pressing random combinations, so we'll just keep moving. Okay, now back outside. No. Yeah, now the other one's got their mask off, so that flicks one of the masks off. Okay, so now what that does. Let's head back up to the professor. Father, why must you spend so much time away? I've probably forgotten the voice already. Father? Do you recognise this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor, he will know where to look. Oh, what time we will have. Your visitor? What do you mean, Professor? He will have seen the map, and he will know the Book of Travels. The Book of Travels? Yes, he will work it out, but it must not be so easy. No, but he will find the prize, I'm sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Kaufmann? Something concealed, something precious. In his adult state, he could have hidden away parts of his research. He was always a proud man. He would not have easily forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of its grave importance, at least, would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has holed it away somewhere for this dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to these latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I'll continue my endeavours to revive the memory through conversation. Yeah. The voices are going to wander. I'm going to do my best to try and remember them. You mentioned a book, so let's go to the library. There's a large volume here, quite worn. It's an illustrated edition of the Travels of Marco Polo, perhaps the Book of Travels that Professor Wright mentioned. There is a mark on one of the pages. We begin our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. At last, we have arrived at the merciful sight of the great ocean. We follow the coast north, of reaching our home soon. It was not to be. The king of the land we traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We never set foot in that bloody land again. We knew there was a port just a few miles to the south, where we could find a boat. Our sea voyage was short. As our sails billowed the powerful southern winds, we reached the northeastern cape and landed there. Our backs to the sea, we marched forth and soon reached home. So, there's got to be something to do with this. So they mentioned the desert. Always facing the setting sun. So they desert, then heading west to the great ocean. Then east, then south, okay, so I think it's I'm being dumb. So we're going to do the old usual guy trick of looking up the answer. Hehe, I'm terrible.